I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got it, I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough time. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up.
Yo. What's going on? How's everything? Hope everybody. We back, baby. Y'all know what it is. I am your man, K Marvel.
What up, y'all? It's your boy QS.
Big Stretch couldn't make it today, but everybody is doing well.
What up, yo?
And we are three of your four corners of pat. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us. We know it's been a little bit, life be life, and that's just how it is. But your boys are back. So, gentlemen, what's going on? How y'all feeling?
Honestly, it's been an exhausting couple of weeks, exhausting month. I guess to take solace, there's supposed to be happiness being it's Pisces season, so I guess there's a little trying to keep head above water with that. Pisces season is here. But turning the big 3-2 in about 2 weeks. Not really.
Kind of naps.
Nah, not really. I wouldn't
10 days.
I wouldn't even say I'm happy about it. I'm just more or less. I'm trying to just make sure. I want it to just come and go. You already know how I feel about when it comes to my birthday. I don't really care about it. Don't focus on it. Let it come and go. Be happy. That's all. That's pretty much it. Just getting through it.
As I say, just be happy you made it another year, man. Some people didn't get a chance to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strike. What's going on?
Yeah. How was my week? Or just life in general?
Damn.
Roller coaster, but had a good. Why are you loud on the mic?
There's that.
Yeah. It's been a roller coaster past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long we haven't been on. But yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Work was great for 1 week, and then now it's just back to norm. So I'm just trying to keep myself busy. But what I will say is I've been streaming Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I have been having a hell of a time. I just need to have the focus to get through every bit of it. But that's about it.
Well, look, you brought it up, so we might as well just jump into it. One of our topics today is Rebirth, just released about a week, I believe. It is exactly the original Final Fantasy game that most of us played and loved. As we know, the original is widely regarded as one of the greatest games of all time.
Also debuted on my birthday.
What he said.
My 5th birthday, actually.
The first part of the remake came out in 2020, and they just dropped part 2 this year. So with that being said, Strike, you've been playing it. How you?
Sorry. Oh God. We'll talk about that after. As for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it is exactly how I remember OG Final Fantasy VII, where I would say you still have a lot of the action portions, but down to the RPG elements, down to item making, down to, freedom of, just doing anything anywhere, fast traveling, stuff of that nature. Like the first game was very grounded. The second game gives you a lot more freedom, and it's so many different ways to set your characters, set their synergy, to set their abilities. It's a mix of, let me see if I can get, it's a mix of OG Final Fantasy VII and a mix of Final Fantasy X. So if you remember, I think 10 had, I forgot the board, but it was basically the skill board, and you used to be able to unlock different parts of the skill board towards, all the different characters. It's pretty much that. You have that in there. You have a shitload of mini games. So I think I told y'all about 30 mini games, but you have, I think, maybe 3 to 5 main games. Queen's Blood is one. The Chocobo Racing is one. Fort Condor, which used to be a location in the old games, but now it's become a board game that comes to life at certain point in the game. What else? You have just different, there's other little mini games in between, like even to the world building aspect. Every region you have to unlock towers that let you unlock more areas, unlocks, a lot more quests for you and stuff like that. You have intel on divine elements, or the summons, where you can go to their shrines and you basically weaken the shrines by memorizing the pattern. Once you memorize the pattern at the shrine, you basically weaken the summon for you to go to the VR missions. So you can play it on the easiest difficulty and you still get the max version of the summon. So that's something that I would say, if you are going to play that game, make sure you do all the side quests. I know it's hard for a lot of people because people just want to run through the story, but the side quests are very important for the game. In the long run, when it comes to the summons, because in this go round, you have a lot more powerful summons. Oh, actually, before I mention that, if you have Final Fantasy VII Remake and you have Intergrade or Intermission, if you have intermission data both on your account before you play Rebirth, you get Leviathan and you get Ramor as soon as you start the game. And they are very powerful from the beginning of the game.
What if you have it? What if you have played from? What if you have the data, but it's saved on PS4?
You can, when you start Rebirth on not Rebirth, when you start Remake on PS5, all you have to do is just transfer your save data.
Okay.
The issue is you do not have access to your trophies, so it doesn't auto unlock your trophies on PS5.
No, I don't care about the trophies.
Yeah, I mean, some people do. I'm trophy hunting for both. I'm trophy hunting for all of it.
Because I'm about to say, I have it beat on PS4, but obviously, I've transferred it. I have the remake already downloaded for PS5. I just didn't decide to transfer everything over. But I don't have intermission. I've never played. I don't, because I didn't care to play it because it was just. Yeah, I didn't play it.
You should.
Didn't care to play it because it was just for Yuffie. I didn't really, and that wasn't enough. That's not enough for me.
You should, because especially if you've played a lot of the older games, like if you played the side games too, like Dirge of Cerberus and stuff like that, it's a lot of connections in between. So you have a lot of connections with Dirge, which Yuffie was in, and you have connections with Rebirth as well.
Fair enough.
So it's a great link of, how she came to be with the cast, and it gives her little backstory as well. And that's where you get the introduction of Fort Condor and the summons as well. Because she, I think her first summon that she gets is Rama. Rama is one of the summons for intermission.
Yeah, sure.
What else can I say?
Isn't it integrate?
No, intergrade is what you would call remake and intermission in one pack. I would say it's smart if you do get the twin pack, because Rebirth for PS5. Sorry, yeah, if you get it Rebirth for PS5, which is only on PS5, but if you get a twin pack, remake and intermission is free with it, basically.
Yeah.
So I feel get the twin pack instead of you buying the regular game by itself, which I think is like $50 on its own. Just get the twin pack and you have it all there for you. So it's $70. So you're basically spending for an actual regular PS5 game, and you're getting 3 games in one. As for story, a really good story. I know a lot of people had problems with it because of possibly the ending may be a bit divisive, but the mini games being involved in the story, an integral part of the story as well, it's kind of nerve-wracking. So like Fort Condor has a part of a mission for a photo relic, and the photo relic actually unlocks a final summon, which you're gonna see. You'll be fucking amazed when you see who it is. But that quest is pretty long. It's about 4 part. Huh?
The summon is Michael Jackson.
No. though the summon is very versatile, like Michael Jackson, I will say that. You have that. You have the tower unlocks, which I told you, it unlocks most of the areas. You have the chocobo racing as well. There was another part that I'm missing. Fiends. You have fiend missions where you unlock enemy skill stuff as well if you have the enemy skill materia, but it also gives you like monsters that you wouldn't normally encounter. So for example, there's a battle with Quetzalcoatl as well in the game. Not the first time you fight it as well, but it's one of it was hard for me. I lost maybe a few times facing it, but I ran through it afterwards. But you get monsters like that where you have, you're not going to get a regular encounter with that, like with any other monsters, but you get data from it at the end of it. What else can I say before I finish? If you love the OG FF7,
so shout out to you, Chris. Shout out to our good friend of the podcast, Chris Taliaferro. Chris, I understand that's really the one thing that has turned everybody down from Final Fantasy back in the day. They really did not like the turn-based. A lot of people did not like the turn-based games. I get it. Turn-based is very much you have to have extreme patience back in the day. If you were playing turn-based RPGs back then, good on you. It takes a lot of fucking patience to be playing those games, because I'm one of them. A lot of the trajectory of turn-based, they started turning away from it by the time Final Fantasy 12 had happened, because then that's when they started introducing, the Zodiac system, and started seeing that like turn-based was actually starting to become null and void. But it really was done away with that by the time Final Fantasy 13 came out. So a lot of the games now, Final Fantasy games now, they don't actually do turn-based at all. Like turn-based. That's why a lot of people, they would be like, didn't want to play Final Fantasy because the turn-based games just didn't do it for me. But a lot of them actually don't do it now. Like from 12 going on to further, I think right now the current scape they're on is 16, and now they're going back doing remakes. A lot of their games now, they're not doing turn-based anymore. So you don't have to really worry about that. You actually can go back and revisit the games and enjoy it. And I would say if you are doing Final Fantasy 7 remake, I would say go back and revisit it, because it's not turn-based at all. It literally goes with a current gen fighting system where you're literally it's fluid. It feels like you are like just it's how it's supposed to be. You're literally sitting here playing it like a current, like you're literally playing like Nier, or you're playing, Persona. Well, not Persona. Persona is another one that's turn based. You really do feel like you're over here jumping all over the place, dodging shit. It does feel like it's fluid. It feels like you are in the current game system. So I would say like just. I get it. The turn based before I do understand why it turned a lot of people off, but it's not that way anymore. They've really
it's definitely not. They give you the option though.
Oh,
sorry, I don't know.
The thing about the older. I don't know if that's me or not, but the thing about this game about Remake was that it still had the quick time, the way that they used it in a different way.
Right.
You could still fight, in an open type of set, but they did keep some of the mechanics. But once again, so it's just a different style.
It's really a different style.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody who does like turn-based, and trust me, I've seen people who complain that, it's not like the OG, it's not turn-based. You have the option. You can put it on classic mode, and you can do classic mode, which is turn-based. So it has a bit of everything for everybody.
And I just want to put it out there. I'm trying to put this in the universe. Remake of Skies of Arcadia, one of the most underrated games of all time. I think.
You may get that. You may get that. Sega's on a remake binge.
Give it to me.
Yeah, but I'm saying Sega's on a remake binge. They might end up doing like what Capcom just recently did, which is a survey asking like what old games, what old IPs you want us to bring back. They might just do it. Virtua Fighter is rumored to get a remake. They just gave a whole list of games: Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe, Shinobi, Streets of Rage is getting a new
radio.
Yeah, and Streets of Rage is getting like a new 3D version. So like they're hell bent on going to do remakes. I don't know if Jet Set's going to be a remake, but it might be a continuation from what I'm hearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, we're in a good time. What I will say is Rebirth is a lot more action based than Remake. Remake feels a lot more like a step forward into doing the action portions, but Rebirth feels like a Neo, Souls-like game in a sense, because parry is heavily needed in the game. So your parries basically you can make any damage that you if you time it properly, any damage you take while you parry, it's immune. Like you don't take any damage at all. And it could be the boss's big attack or something like that. You don't take any damage if you do it properly. What was I gonna say? That as well. I think parry was in the original game too, though, wasn't it?
It is.
Right. So I'm like, why? That's what I'm saying. Like, Rebirth feels a lot more like OG7 than Remake did. And that's the scary thing. Like, down to like I said, the item transmuter. You have something called an item transmuter where you can make all your items on the fly. So you have a crafting level. You have to keep crafting things in order to up your level. You have to get all of the material that you find in the open world. Just pick up everything. Doesn't matter if it's something that you're full on, or if you beat this, or if you farm like a certain item from a monster or something like that. All the items are necessary. You unlock all the items, you get more craft material, you get a lot more stuff done. So that's very important as well. And the fast travel is very important as well. But each region that you go to, there's different chocobos. Once you get the chocobo of each region, they have region-specific stuff that each chocobo does, but it allows you to fast travel between the regions at a certain point. So it's full of stuff. You cannot get bored of this game. The only thing I will say is it is overwhelming. I'm a person that likes to go through everything when I do RPGs, and it is very overwhelming. Like, I'm just listening to YouTube videos, everybody saying, oh, you know, you can't miss this materia, you got to do this to get this materia and stuff like that. We are not in simple times anymore. This is, I would say, I would say overbearing, but it is very full of life. It has a bit of everything that you want and more. So go pick up Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. If you have not played Remake or played Final Fantasy VII in general, get the twin pack for Remake and Rebirth, and you have Intermission, which is Yuffie's DLC, and play the OG7. You can play the OG7 on PS5. So by all means, download each of them, play through them. There's a video on YouTube that I tell everybody, well, I will be telling everybody to watch, called Why Does Final Fantasy VII Matter? Go watch that on YouTube. That explains the whole story, every bit of story beats, every bit of each game, side story, anything that was made for Final Fantasy VII. It explains it, the time period, the story in general, the overarching story of it. You'll love it. But go get that game. And look out for Rise of the Ronin this month on the 22nd, and Dragon's Dogma 2 as well comes out on the 22nd. And then there's another game we'll be talking about later today or tonight, and I hope you all enjoyed that portion as well.
You mean now?
I mean,
we're gonna jump to the QS, as he is the brother of the team that has WWE 2K12 just released a couple days ago, and
it's actually
I heard
in
a lot of
early access. It's early adopters get it the 5th, was it, bro?
Yeah, early access. Everyone got it on the 5th, and those who the early access users got it on the 5th. The game officially comes out tomorrow. Releases everybody out for everyone tomorrow. So if you did able to reserve it, you already been playing it since Tuesday. I was one of the ones that had gotten to reserve it, so I got it. So I was able to get it, be able to play it since Tuesday. I will say this: 2K24. I'll say this because I got the 40. I got the digital copy of the 40-year version of 40 Years of WrestleMania. Because it does go with everything. I had also been able to I was told before, I guess out of support, to not buy any more games until my birthday. But I'm believing that the covers, you already know the cover stars. Cody Rhodes is the main cover star. The deluxe edition is Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. That apparently is being sent to me in the mail, and obviously, the 40-year version is all of the icons that have had and made an impact at WrestleMania. The likes of Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold. It was at a time Brock Lesnar was on the cover, but because of the recent allegations that is being said about Vince McMahon and him being included in this indictment, 2K has decided to removed him from the cover. Not only that, woe to everyone's woes, Brock Lesnar is actually not playable in the game. You actually cannot play him. You cannot play as him. You can only play as him in the showcase mode, and you get to see him in My Rise. I guess if you decide to play as your created character to play that story. So yeah, unfortunately, you do not get. That is the only place that you do get to play Brock Lesnar. You do not get to play as him anymore in the game. He and Vince McMahon have been completely removed. They are not playable characters. You cannot play as them. But that's also, it's not really a loss. I will say during the showcase mode, there's a lot of things obviously that get blurred out because of, copyright and, licensing. I will say that Vince is not really blurred out. He's not blurred out for the WrestleMania X7 main event between The Rock and Stone Cold. You know, the infamous when Stone Cold becomes heel. You do get to see Vince. He is talked about. You get to see him and everything. But after that, Vince is blurred out for the rest of the showcase. Brock Lesnar, you only get to play as him when he defeats Undertaker for the streak. You also get to play as Brock Lesnar when you are going against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins comes in to cash in. To say the least, the game is still fun. I would say, like, I see why. Obviously, you can see why they did lock Brock Lesnar into this only to be able to be played in this mode. Yes, Brock is a fun character to play as. Yes, I understand why a lot of fans wish that he still was able to be playable, but it just is what it is in this current landscape. You can't allegations as serious as that, especially, you know, if you wanted to know about the whole thing that what happened between Janelle Grant and Vince McMahon, you can actually go and look up the court documents. They're public. They're free to the public. You can see exactly what and why there is what it is. But it is, you can't really, I would say like you would still say to play the game. Still play the game. It's still fun to go through all the matches from Hogan and Andre the Giant to Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man to the Mega Powers exploding to, again, Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte being the ones to main event WrestleMania for the first time, to Bianca and Asuka, to Charlotte and Rhea. Their matches are included. Obviously, I know people would have thought and wanted to see Bianca Belair versus the formerly known as, Bianca Belair and Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks. Obviously, she's not going to be in the game because she's already signed to AEW. It's not going to be that's not in the cards. But that's the only thing that's really excluded. But it's a fun sequence. It's still fun. The game still feels very fluid. It's nice. They have included a couple of new weapons to put into the game. You know, you can use a guitar, you can use a microphone, you can use Slim Jim. You can use Slim Jim because obviously Slim Jim is such a major sponsor to this company. All of a sudden, they've been there with them for decades. So I guess now they're really including them. You can use a Slim Jim 2x4. You can use a microphone to knock people in the head. You can use a guitar, break them over the head. You can use trash cans. You can climb on the tables now. The environment, I'd say the environment aspect is actually pretty damn fun. The casket match is enjoyable. I would say what you can do now is you are able to target everybody a little bit better. So you can actually target and attack the ref. You can target the ref. You can target, you know, your opponent's managers. You can attack your manager. A funny tidbit is in the tag match, you can actually use your finisher on your partner and pin your partner, and actually will give them the win. That's actually a fun little tidbit over there. Yeah, it's absurd. It's absurd but fun. Absurd but funny. Also, you do get to play as everybody was wondering. You know, a lot of people wondered. The Firefly Funhouse match is part of the WrestleMania showcase, and you do get to play. You get to play as Bray. You get to play as Bray. You get to play as all the faces of Bray in that match. So, not only do you get that unlock, you get not only the many faces of Bray, you get the many faces of John Cena from when he debuted to when he supposedly is an NWO. It is when I say like they have. When I say that, when they weren't lying when they say it's over 200 characters in this game, and it's damn fun. And this is just the base game now, not even covering the DLC that's supposed to be included. It is fun. It is enjoyable. I would say I would give it. It's like an 8.5. It's like a 8.5, 9 out of 10, just off of the fact it depends on for you for replayability. If you want to keep on replaying to play a wrestling game, you have something to play with your friends. I when Stryker or when the rest of the four do end up getting it, we are going to try to implement, a little thing of stream play for it just for content. But it is pretty enjoyable. It's pretty fun. The blood being all over the arena is actually a nice plus, and it's something that should have been added in years ago. I'm glad they finally included it. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty damn fun. I'd say for everybody, cop the game, go get it. Go get it. You won't be disappointed. You will enjoy it.
Cool.
Rave reviews. Oh, well,
Can't
one
wait.
question, because I know everybody's going to be asking this. How's the online?
Online, I will say, let me just say this. For years, wrestling games have never been for something for online. The online portion, it's always going to be, it's not terrible. It's just meh. It's always going to, and it's always going to be that way. It's been like that. Wrestling, the last time a wrestling game was actually good online was, I believe, SmackDown versus Raw 2009. You at this point, you should never expect online to actually go and like playing against everybody for like ranked matches and everything. Just play. If you're playing online, like play with your friends, or if you're doing it as share play, it's feasible. But on the aspect of like ranked matches, don't. It's not. It's not what any of these wrestling games are for. It's never been that way. It's not that type of vibe. You want that type of online fighting game? Go play Tekken 8. You don't expect this. Again, don't expect this from a wrestling. Never expect this from a wrestling game. That's not what it's for. This is just for entertainment and just for purposes, really just entertainment in your house or just playing with your friends. That's it.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Awesome review.
Yeah. But look, with that being said, go cop 2K24, go cop Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to talk about a different type of gaming corner. I'm part of the Dork Side Pokemon League, the DSPL. Shout out to Grow, good friend. And shout out to all the general managers who is a part of the DSPL. It has been so much fun. I mean, my record ain't nothing to wag a tail at. But I've learned a lot. A lot of the things I think that most people, not most people, but people who think about Pokemon competitive think about and talk about, like I understand now. I was never really a competitive Pokemon player. Never really my style. Never went online. But it was over, and I think this is just different. It's been really different. Just setting up my teams, getting the help. Once again, shout out. Oh, and my team is the New York Cosmic. I should have brought up a picture and showed off the logo, but yeah, man, New York Cosmic. We got Umbreon in the background. Gotta do my shiny Umbreon. But yeah, like I said, it's just really fun. It's really different. The fact that I like I said, I'm looking at Pokemon differently. I'm looking at IVs and kind of like what mon and what moves help each other, correlate with each other, things like that. It's dope. Like that's really just the best way to say it. Like it's really a lot of fun. And it's different than anything I've done before, right? When it comes to game, or at least on a competitive level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely go check that out. You can check out the DSL at T on YouTube. All you gotta do is look that up. It's Tgrum, GRUMM, I believe. Definitely check us out. It's a lot of fun. And can't wait for next season. This season's not done yet. Excuse me. So, with that being said, let's get to some of this wrestling stuff. As it's been a crazy road to WrestleMania, things have just been going left field, right field, up and down. There's been a lot going on. So, real quick, gents, I just want to. I just want each of us to touch real quick on one of the storylines that's going into WrestleMania. I feel like if I start, it's only right. We gotta talk about The Rock and Roman and Cody and Seth, which Drew involved in that now too. Man, a lot of people, we saw what happened at the press conference happening on Raw, SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if I could, like, bottle all the hate and sell it, I'd be a gajillionaire. There's a lot of people that's been hating, and on two different fronts. One front being, oh, why is The Rock in the picture? Blah 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 blah. And then the other side is, oh, you have the biggest match in the world, and then, like, why are they listening? Why is the company listening to the fans? Why are they listening to them complain about Cody not being in the picture? So I think it's interesting that there are, the both sides of the table. But for me, look, man, I said it once, I'll say it again. I'm just enjoying the ride. You know what I mean? I think the tag match for night one, excuse me, is interesting because of the stipulations, right?
It's a pivot.
If Roman doesn't have any other bloodline, yeah, definitely. If Roman doesn't have any other bloodline at ringside, is Roman still able to hold on to the title? Right? That's been the question that everybody's been asking.
I mean, we'll
and
see.
Vice versa, if his vice versa, if his bloodline rule, does Cody get back up? You know what I mean? Does somebody come out to help him? Does the bloodline really screw Cody over and Roman can legendary run? Like, it's there's a lot of questions, and I think once again, I think that's how it should be. Once again, I'm just to see what happens, especially with Seth showed up on SmackDown tomorrow. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens. What about you guys? What other part of WrestleMania are you guys excited about? One topic each.
I would say I'm more interested. I'm more interested in the damage control storyline. Would like to see. I personally would still hope and pray that Bailey and Io are the ones that main event night one. Only because the reason why I say that is because Bailey is the one that won the Royal Rumble, and that's literally what they had said initially said. The winner of the Royal Rumble is supposed to be main event in WrestleMania, so it only is right that she should be the one to main event WrestleMania. Again, it just seems like it's more perfect for that card. Granted, yeah, I get it. Rock and Roman, Seth and Cody, that's cool. But Cody already has his main event. His main event is already solidified. He's already main evented with Roman. They don't need to main event twice. That's correct. It's just not. It's not necessary for them to main event twice. So they should at least, if anything, I feel like they should be the ones that open the match first. They should be the ones to open the match.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, they should be the ones to open the show. Let them open the show and let the women fucking close it out. It's just fair. It'll be fairness across the board.
They could, and then it would give everybody some rest.
I would say again. I would also say that again. Am I done? Should like I also
no,
just feel.
I was going to add something real quick.
What was up?
Going to say that's going to be the question on Spotify, folks. What match do you think should open night one of WrestleMania? Because we want to know. So if you're listening on Spotify, go to the questions, and then you can just answer it.
Like, even to add in, I just feel that I really to add on what I'm saying. I do feel because of the story it's telling a picture perfect story. As you can see, it's literally Bailey versus all of Damage Control. It's just her by herself. She doesn't have any friends. Obviously, she's not going to have friends because again, for the past almost 2 years, Bailey's been on a tear, and she was literally terrorizing the entire women's division. So it does make sense to see like, yeah, now that damage control has gotten stronger, they're more solidified, and they've clearly X'd her out. Granted, yes, she did win the Royal Rumble, but now they don't even. But now at the same time, it tells a story right there. They already X'd her out. You don't have any friends. You don't have anybody looking out for you. So now it's just a matter of, okay, what do I do next? What to do? What's next? How do we go and close this off? Like it's more interesting to see. I want to see leading up from now till April, what is Bailey going to do? Like, how is she going to even the playing field? It's just it makes more drama, and it makes more sense just to see like, all right. And I also want to see Bailey also get her WrestleMania moment. She finally gets her WrestleMania moment, and she gets that title win. She deserves it. She's literally been the MVP and the workhorse of the women's division for the longest thus far. So why not? It has to get that reward. It just would be perfect to just see that as a main event. So that's all I really got. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Agree.
Strike.
I'm thinking 2 big matches.
No,
I want to see. No, but I'm thinking there's 2 to choose from. I want to see who Gunther's opponent is going to be and how they manage to steal the show on night 1 or 2, because I think this is probably the best run of the year last year in terms of, storyline, in terms of match quality, in terms of keeping everything fresh. I think Gunther has had the best reign of any champion in this short period of time. When I say any champion, I mean of any current champions, I should say. Yeah, so I think it's just whoever we find out is his opponent after, was it Monday? I think Monday's the gauntlet match. Some people will think it's Sammy. Some people think Chad Gable should go and win it all. You have a whole different set of stuff going on.
For sure. Excuse me. And with that being said, let's talk about the other company. AEW last night debuted a brand new look for Dynamite. And there was a couple things that happened then too. I like the colors. I think it's bringing something different to them, and I feel like they're starting something new. That's what this gives me the feeling of, that they're bringing something. That it's kind of like a new season, right? Or after a few seasons, they need a change up. So I really like the new aspect of everything. I guess the topic I would like to talk about has to be the end. Actually, no. I'll talk about the beginning of the show. So at Revolution, it seemed like to me that there was a double turn going on in that title match. Excuse me. And when Swerve is a full-on babyface now, he has a full-on babyface pop. So it's going to be interesting to see how this moves forward, right? He's done some real dastardly things so far in AEW. So for them to flip the script now is going to be a lot of fun. I know he's probably still not going to do the dance coming out, which is fine with me. That's what Nana is there for. But it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. You know what I mean? You have Wardlow involved in the world title match now. Swerve is still going. I think the other gentlemen are probably going to mention the end of Dynamite, so I'll save what happened with Page till then. But yeah, man, I think I gotta see what's next when it comes to the world title for sure. Q, what you think?
Justice for Hangman Adam Page. You already know I'm always support anything that Samoa Joe does. That's the birthday twin. I'm always gonna be down for everything that he does, no matter what. I'm personally, y'all can sit here and be here for that particular brother's run, his face turn. Y'all can be there for it. Not interested. I'm y'all already know me. I'm good. I'm always gonna be good on that. So it's like no matter what, there's nothing that's gonna convince me that I gotta get behind him, that I'm supported. Just not gonna do it. At the end of the day, a lot of the things that Samoa Joe was saying was in that promo was facts. You know, you could sit here and say that this is your house, but your house is in my world. That was what Joe said, and that's actually the fact. And it's all that's one thing about Joe. He's just gonna sit there and keep dropping facts. Like y'all, this obsession that these two men are having with the world title picture, their obsession is making them lose sight of victory, and that's no matter what, that's where Joe is always going to come in and capitalize. You know, seeing Wardlow back in the title picture, it's interesting because it goes to show no matter what, it's like there's always a rinse and repeat when it comes to Wardlow, and that's what's telling. It's a rinse and repeat. It's always a rinse and repeat. It's always a stop start. It's stop start or it's like they always got to try to do something over. And unfortunately, at the very current moment, the Undisputed Kingdom, it's just not working. And maybe the only reason why it's not working is probably because Adam Cole is injured. Again, it's like you could even look. You just looking at it. It's just not, something's just there. It's just not clicking. And I don't know. I still don't know what is it that there has to be done. It's like, how many more times you want to still give it a chance? You want to still try to still have hope, but I still don't even believe. I still am not convinced even having Wardlow in the title picture. It's just like, you're really just only in the title picture because Adam Cole's not in there. That's how it is to me. That's how it feels to me. But it's still interesting. I'm still trying to see where it goes. I'm still invested. But again, it doesn't really matter. This is Joe's world. We're in the Samoa Joe era. It doesn't really matter to me who is the next one in line. They're gonna get beat. They're gonna get put to sleep. That's just what it is. Y'all like, oh, that's how I feel about it. That's just how I feel. You're gonna be, no matter who else is there, they're gonna get put to sleep.
Completely agree.
Strike. Talk about the end of the show.
End of the show. Talking about the match that ended the show.
Yeah, it was Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
no, not the.
Oh yeah, the face off between Will.
Oh yes.
What? No.
What do you?
The last segment of Dynamite was Okada.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was not.
He was the first segment.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Okada wasn't. Yeah, Okada wasn't the last segment.
Okada was in the beginning.
Was it?
No, he actually was. He actually
was
Okada. Okada was in the middle. Yeah, Okada was in the middle. He was in the middle.
Yeah, he was in the middle. He was around 9:00. My bad. Because that's when I started watching Dynamite.
Oh, I apologize. Also, talk about the Okada segment.
I mean, oh shit, my bad. What's more to say? It's a big business. Okada is the Rainmaker. He's here to make money, and he's with the EVPs. He's here to make money. We haven't had a heel Okada in a sense of full-on character. Hold on a second.
Yeah, actually, when you really do think about it in history, it actually makes sense as to why Okada is going to be in AEW, and makes why he would even align himself with the Elite, because it comes full circle. Yeah, not only that they're friends, when it comes full circle, like again, when Okada was over there, was over working at Impact at a time when he was working in the States, they was trying to get him to, to blade. They wanted him to blade, wanted him to do the blade jobs. Okada's big on, like, he doesn't really like to bleed. He doesn't want to do that. And, again, the Bucks were one of the only people, the elite. They were the only ones that really was going to back for him. So it was also when they were over here trying to make their transition over there to Japan, Okada, you already know he's the man over there. He went to back for them, and they also made sure that they got hired, made sure they had jobs. So it's like it's only right. It's like it's all coming full circle. It's like it kind of only made sense. It really only made sense why he would head over there. It's like, well, his friends over there. His friends over there, and obviously the owner is a fucking billionaire. He has NFL owner money. So hell yeah, you're gonna get I think he's getting paid about 2 billion yen. It's about, so that's like around in US dollars, that's like $4.5 million a year. And he's on a 3-year deal. So it's just like it's like the one thing I will give so much credit to AEW for is AEW is here to also, this is guarantees that all wrestlers around all these companies are gonna get paid.
Yep.
It's either, and this is the era that you need to have them in. It's like, if you ain't got the money, like, look, it's not about, granted, yes, you can have the dream matches and pursue the passions, but also ultimately these guys are here to make money. Guys and girls, they're here to make money. And if you're not matching the offer, they're gonna go somewhere else. It's like, you have to treat this. If this is something we consider as like sports, we want to respect professional wrestling, like sports entertainment. We want to respect it like the NFL. We want to respect it like the NBA. We want to respect it like FIFA, like the World Cup, like track, like all down the line. You got to pay these athletes. These guys are still athletes. Pay them the money that they're owed. I think, honestly, like Okada right now has one of the highest contracts in the industry. Period. I think the only ones that was making money like this was Roman, Brock, Punk.
Mox.
These are like the only. He's actually making more than Mox. He's making more than Mox.
That's good. No, but I'm saying at the time he was making a lot of money.
He's making more than Mox. He's making more than Jericho. Like, this is, and as you should roll out the Brinks truck. Roll out the Brinks truck. So he deserves it. He deserves it more than anything. And he's going to be full time. He's full time at AEW. He's actually moving over to the States. Absolutely, give him the money. And it actually is going to be more hilarious to see Okada as a heel. It's hilarious to go and see him as a heel. Is going to see him in more to be what he wants to do. Like, pursue is like, if he's going to be teaming with them, is going to be like in trios matches with the elite. That's going to be with the Bucks. So it's like since he's part of the elite, that's going to be funny, because it's like I know that's another thing that Okada would wanted to do. Low key, he wants to, like, try to transition over into tag matches. He's already solidified as a main guy. We've seen him enough. He's over here. He did it for years. He did it for decades over here in Japan. He's already solidified as a guy, as the guy. He's Teflon on that. Let him do other things to have fun. Like, I'm for it. Actually, and the fact that he hit Eddie Kingston with a Rainmaker, I'm enjoying that too, because everybody knows why I don't like Eddie Kingston. Y'all know I'm not a fan of him. So it's just like, cool. Beat him up. I'm all for it. Why not? Why not?
Additional to that, they attempted to do that in New Japan, where he was a heel and he had that whole personality break and shit like that. I'm like, this is the Okada we need. This is the guy who was beating up Kento Kinomiya, beating his ass all over New Japan. This is the Okada that we need.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be great. I mean, corporate Okada. Who would have thought we'd get corporate Okada?
Nah, it only made sense.
Yeah,
it just only made sense.
I'm cool with that. Well, look, with that being said, I had a wrestling inquiry for y'all. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about next week, which is big business. And the thing is, so I asked the question to him, and I want to pose a question to you guys. So we know it's in Boston. it is more than likely true that Mercedes Moné is going to show up next week at AEW. Two things. One, if she shows up, should they put her part of the elite? Because I think that would change the dynamic of the unit. They've never had a female member, and obviously she's money. You know what I mean? That's what they're about. And number two,
I mean, they teased
with Okada and
her.
Mercedes there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, part of And number two, with the two there, are they needle movers enough to take AEW to the next level?
Still, well, I'll go. Still can't determine that with bad booking, unfortunately. So that is in the hands. Hold on. Why am I getting so much feedback? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I don't know why. Hello. Okay. I know why I was getting feedback. All right. The issue, as I said, with the needle mover discussion is you have to see that in ratings. You have to see that in sales. You also have to see that people are talking about it. And if they're not being booked correctly, what the hell are they moving? What the hell are they changing? What dynamic are they, adding to this new look, new age Dynamite? You have Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay should be your face of the company. Although at this moment it is Samoa Joe because he has the belt, but Will Ospreay should be your face of the company. One, versatile style of offense. He is, he can work on the mic. There's no problem with him on the mic, but he's transitioning into live TV. So, he has to swear less. He has to also do camera work. He also has to work the crowd and stuff like that. He said this in a press conference himself. The media scrum. He said this himself. There's all stuff that they have to transition to. Okada now being with the elite, who's going to be his mouthpiece? Is he going to speak, or is the elite going to speak on his behalf? So, he is the dominant force, the heavy for the elite at the moment. So how's that dynamic going to work? Mercedes being in the women's division, that's great. She's going to face people that she's never faced before. She's going to get into contact with some people that she's faced before. But in terms of needle mover for the division, what real competition does she have in the division at the moment?
So the thing is, when y'all talk about needle movers, obviously the Mercedes, no matter what, is a needle mover wherever the hell she goes. I mean, it's obvious, as you saw when she was in Japan. Y'all saw what it is when she revealed she was debuting when she was going to debut at Wrestle Kingdom. How many subscribers did New Japan World get? Me included. I actually went and resub just because to New Japan because I wanted to see it. But usually, like I said, I only sub for Wrestle Kingdom. I only subscribe for New Japan World for Wrestle Kingdom, and after that, I cut my shit off. I still have a faithful subscription to this company's streaming service just because of Mercedes, because I wanted to see her. I wanted to see her, and I wanted to see her, and I wanted to enjoy it. So, I would say this: it's like, ratings aside, we gotta let it go for the ratings, because AEW, I believe, is just fine with the median of what they have. They are fine. They sales wise, buy rates, they are fine. They are perfect where they're at, and that's fine. There's no competition for that. There's nothing to go back and forth about that. Now, in terms of dealing with is who is the competition for her? I mean, there's plenty of competition there for Mercedes. Serena Deeb, right there. There's one right there for her. Serena Deeb, the master of 1,000 holds against one of the greatest of all time. I would also say you
Jimmy
could
Hater
also
when she comes back. Well, I would think Jamie Hater would be a good person for her to wrestle.
I mean, Jamie Hitter when she comes back, that's another one. But there is there's a sea of competition for Mercedes for her to go against. You have Serena Deeb, you have Jamie Hater. I mean, if you want to include Britt Baker, you can include Britt Baker. You have Queen Aminata, you have Athena, you have
Taya Valkyrie. You have
you have Ty Valkyrie,
you have Tony Storm. You have Mariah May.
You have Timeless Tony, you have Mariah May, you have Willow Nightingale. She has to give a rematch to. She needs to go and get that rematch from, get the lick back. You have Willow Nightingale. There is a pool of talent for her to face. So it is. So it's not to say it is there. I would say, like, for one, Mercedes, because of who she is, Mercedes does need to be shot straight. She's the face. She is the face of that division. Shoot it straight up. She deserves it. She has the star power. She has the star power. She has the fucking she has the demand. No matter what, she has to be your face. She's gonna help elevate your division and help push it and put it in the representation of what you want it to be. Now again, but I guess when you guys are saying about needle movers and all that, again, though, it's different online. Online, it's always gonna be everybody's gonna have their own version. But it doesn't matter about online if it's not matching real life. So again, I think for K Marvel, that question, you need to really, when you're asking a question, it's a good question that you're asking, but the answer to that is, the only simple answer is that the fans need to show up. You have Okada here, you have Will Ospreay here, you have Mercedes Moné, she's showing up next week. That means as fans of AEW, y'all need to show up. Not only just show up to the shows. That means you need to show up for the pay-per-views. That means you need to show up for the video games. That means you need to show up for the actual merch. You need to actually keep purchasing, buying, showing that this is like pushing it to be the needle movers, if that's what y'all really want. You guys are 5 years in. Y'all are diehard fans. Just do it. Show up. It gotta match. If you're gonna give this type of vitriol and talk about it online, it has to match in real life. That's why it's always been funny. That's why the ratings jokes has always been hilarious, and that's why what it is, because it doesn't match in real life. It only matches what it's online. If there was a case, if we were going by ratings talk online on Twitter especially, then this company, both companies would be undefeated. But clearly it's not, because you're not matching your energy in real life, because you're not putting your money where your mouth is.
That's facts.
I would hope that was the answer to the question. I hope that I answered it, but that's how I see it.
That's big facts.
Where I was thinking, number one, yes, like, it's not. So the reason I brought up the whole needle remover aspect of it was because when you think about it, right, you have somebody who people have deemed quite possibly the greatest wrestler of all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially of this generation, and that's both Okada and Moné. You got Will Ospreay, who's another person of that nature, of that status. And then you have the people who's been there, which is a John Moxley, which is a Buck, which is the Bucks, which is your House of Black, your if Thunder Rosa comes back to prominence, how she was, she'll be another one.
Thunder Rosa is back.
And the people. No. I mean, back to prominence, like how she was.
Well, I get what you mean. I'm sorry. Apologize.
They have a huge roster pool, and they have a wonderful roster pool.
On paper,
they have a great roster. They do.
I think on paper, it's the best roster. It's the best roster in the country. I think if you really,
it's up there.
You're right. It's up there. I think from a hardcore wrestling standpoint, I guess if you're like a hardcore professional wrestling stand, yes, it's to them. They'll agree and say like, oh, that's the best roster ever, and it probably is. This is really like the best roster they've ever had, because again, you got to dish out that money. They're all going to come,
Right.
and they get the freedom to do as they please. They can still work indie shows and work at other companies. They can do it. It's that
Right.
freedom, and that's what I said. Like, it's good. Like, AEW is good for professional wrestling. Like, we can all admit that. Like, it's good for professional wrestling because it gives the wrestlers the freedom. It does give them the freedom.
Yeah.
And hell, as you could see, even WWE, they're starting to get let go of their monopoly, royal guard they used to have. Like, and they're starting to do business. They're starting to do business slowly with other companies, slowly but surely. But I also feel like Will Ospreay should be AEW's ace. He should be the face of their company. He's in his prime. He's 30. He's in his prime. I agree with Stryker saying he's versatile. He's versatile in everything. He could do it all. I mean, I wouldn't want to say less swearing, because the swearing actually does give him the edge. It's actually funny. It's funny. Come on, I don't want him to stop cursing. Keep cursing and saying bruv. It just goes with who you are. It's who you are as a person. I just think, once he gets the TV style, once he really like fully assimilates to the TV style of wrestling in that aspect, it's gonna be more people are gonna end up being fans of his. And I think it's gonna be dope. I think it will be amazing to see. Like I said, Mercedes, this is going to be the real test. If Mercedes fans inside are like, if the crew is really as diehard fandom as they say they are, they'll watch. They're gonna watch. They're gonna support, and they better support. They better buy the merch. They better be there. They better be there every segment. This better work. I want this to work. Like I said, I want this to work for Mercedes, because again, we're actually going to transition even talking about her, because there's another thing that I got to say, because even her recent interview that she just had, that dropped about 2 hours ago, officially, she really delves into it. Like, it does seem like this is her home. This is where she wants to be. It matches. Why not? We just gotta. If we're not gonna. A lot of us aren't going to be against it. We just have to see if we just. And I get what you're saying, Stryker, that the booking has to make sense. The book, I'm giving it a chance. The booking will make sense. The booking will make sense because again, this is what you're expecting from AEW. You're expecting good matches. And I think for her, there's going to be, she's one of the only few wrestlers that I know that can take a shit match and turn it into a diamond. Even though usually you can't polish shit because shit is still shit. She's the latter that can sit there and be like, nah, I can turn shit and turn it into gold. That's what I can see Mercedes can do. She'll turn shit into gold. You could put her against the worst fucking women's wrestler on there, and it'll end up being a great fucking match. You gotta be real with yourself.
I once again, I honestly hope it's everything she's dreamed of. I hope she gets creative control. I hope that it really boosts the women's division, because I am so tired of last night wasn't bad because we got did we get Tony last night? I don't remember if we got Tony last night.
You got a timeless Tony. You got a promo. You got a timeless Tony.
Well, you had Chris Statlander in a match. You had Julia Hart promo. You had William Nightingale with a promo. Yeah, so we saw a lot of women last night in terms of just, even if it was quick little points, we're seeing a lot of women last night. And I feel...
You know what kills me? Not even what kills me. You know what it does? I do like frown a little bit about when it comes to Tony. Timeless Tony, the character, is so enjoyable. It is so good. But it's the fact that I guess she's labeled as a heel, and it's just like, it doesn't the character itself doesn't match as a heel because it's like, yo, this is like it's actually enjoyable. She's enjoyable as like an enjoyable starlet. It reminds you because it reminds you of the old days, the Marilyn Monroes, and it's just like, yo, like they're those type of starlets, the Marilyn Monroes, the Zsa Zsa Gabors, the Elizabeth Taylors, even if they were when they were divas, they were loved. So it's just like, it's like no matter what, it's like tone, like you can't. I feel like the disconnect is like we have to label her. We're supposed to boo her, but we can't. We love her, and I think that's when it goes. And it's like when it goes into her matches, she's like supposed to be the heel against like the so-called face, but it's just like no, she's it's like a face in the face. It comes off like a face in the face. It's like she's no matter what, she's supposed to be heel, but she's cheered. Yes, so that's what I was just saying. I feel like the character is great, but it just doesn't transition well for me into like the match.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's very.
Day, I was just gonna say real quick. I think at the end of the day, it really does come down to booking, right? And everybody could talk shit about it, but you have to book and to the point where regardless of if it's face work, heel work, or whatever you want to portray, that it relates or not relates, but it resonates with the fans, whether they're cheering or booing. Right? A quiet stadium or a quiet audience is never good when it comes to the wrestling business. So I think it's important that things are set up the right way, and that is believable. Which is partially why I feel like she should go. I think straight to the top. I do still think she, for the world title shot, but her going straight to the top, being the elite, being with the Young Bucks, I think that portrays a different side, as in actually being with a group who has power. You know what I mean?
Oh wow! Sorry, y'all. Breaking news. Akira Toriyama has passed away.
Well,
wow. Age 68.
That's crazy.
Wait, what?
Dragon Ball series and manga creator Akira Toriyama has died at age 68.
Shit.
Yeah.
So does that mean Vegeta's gonna be the star now?
No, bro. No. That means it's fucking over. That means the series is fucking over, y'all. You guys are never getting it. We're never getting the continuation of Super now. So there's that.
You want to know what's funny, right? We basically were ending Super with this next arc.
We just sorry. We're going into the Dragon Ball talk for a second. We literally just got past this fucking Dragon Ball superhero movie bullshit. We just got out of that. We just got free, and we think we were going to go in the right direction, and then this happens. Wow. Heart goes out to Akira Toriyama and his family. Thank you. Of course, thank you for the memories that you've given us. A lot of us grew up on and grew up with Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. Like we grew up with this. So it really does hurt that we're losing a lot of the legends that we grew up on. It sucks. I don't really got much else. Like unless y'all want to sit here, talk about, y'all know I always talk about, we have the little Dragon Ball conversations. I always say justice for Yamcha, and to this day, I'm still gonna say it, justice for Yamcha. It ain't fair. I guess I'm never gonna get Yamcha's never gonna finish his story now. He's never gonna get that redemption. It's
shit. Well, y'all talking about Dragon Ball. I'm talking about Dragon Quest. We are never gonna see Dragon Quest look the same again.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
That's what I'm mad about. I'm not mad about Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball's fine. Dragon Ball will have another rider. The movies and such that they were doing, the canon movies that they were doing, it was only just, given like a brief storyboard from what I remember. They have a director, they have a producer for those movies. So the story's going to be fine. My thing is, if we're going to talk about Dragon Ball, Toriyama was keeping Vegeta down. I feel now we'll actually get a really fully fleshed out Vegeta for this last arc.
So so it turns out, dear friends and partners, we are deeply saddened to inform you that manga creator Akira Toriyama passed away on March 1st due to acute subdural hematoma. He was in the age of 68. Wow. It's our deep regret that he still had several works in the middle of creation with great enthusiasm. Also, he would have many more things to achieve. However, he has left many manga titles and works of art to this world. Thanks to the support of so many people around the world, he has been able to continue his creative activities for over 45 years. We hope that Akira Toriyama's unique world of creation continues to be loved by everyone for a long time to come. We inform you this sad news with gratefulness for your kindness during his lifetime. Funeral service was held with his family and very few relatives following his wishes for tranquility. We respectfully inform you that we would not accept flowers, condolences, gifts, visitings, offerings, and others. Also, we ask you to refrain from conducting interviews with his family. There's a future plan for a commemorative gathering. It's not decided, but they will let us know when it's confirmed.
Yep,
Thank
there
you
you go.
And support as always. Damn.
Shit. March is a cruel month, man. Toriyama passed away on the 1st. The Gundam's getting taken down by the 31st. Bro, I think it was just writing on the wall. Like March is going to be a shitty month. Oh, my God.
Relax.
What is going on?
Relax.
Sorry. Well, sorry, sir. Sorry.
All right. Relax. Hold on.
I do have some great days. I don't care about the
birthday, and then you get defensive.
Relax, y'all. Goddamn. Shit.
Crazy. Oh, wow. Real quick.
I do have a few birthdays in March. I do have a few special birthdays in March. So yes, I'm not gonna say that for my March people. But goddamn.
On top of that, I think then that we have to talk about that we haven't spoken about. One of the greatest minds and speakers of all time is being inducted into the 2024 Hall of Fame, the WWE. That is his man, the special counsel, the advocate. Manager,
Paul E. Dangerously,
the former owner of WCW of East. Excuse me.
Oof. Big oof.
Non-payer payers. Paul is elected in the WWE Hall of Fame, so shout out to him, man. Also, shout out to Bull Nakano, former WWE Women's Champion, and former champion all around the world.
Probably probably the greatest Joshi wrestler. Period. Yup, she's getting inducted too.
Yep. I will say none of this is possible
without Triple H.
Without Triple H, I feel
it's so fucking sad, man. It's like, yo, we really we were really deprived of all of this shit because of Vince, because Vince was in fucking power. It's just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, we're not, the fact they even on this past Monday, they even acknowledged Sting fucking retiring on Sunday. Like, no, you would have never gotten any of this if Vince was still fucking running shit. You would have never, it would have been nothing. It would have been no acknowledgement, nothing. You wouldn't have seen none of this. And it just goes to show you, it's like we've been conditioned as WWE fans to deal with this bullshit from Vince for so fucking long that now it's like he's gone completely, and that's according to TKO. TKO, they went out and already stated that he's never coming back. They have no contact with him. They don't speak to him. They don't know him. They don't know that man. They've never seen that man. They don't know what he's doing, what he wakes up to do. They don't care. he's not coming back. So just it's their words, so we got to take it for it. It's just so wild. It's just like, wow, if this is how it feels to just be released from a veil, it's just like, wow, this is crazy. So this is we're getting all of this, and it's only right for Paul Heyman to be inducted in Philly. I mean, K Marvel, you've always were champion for this. You've always said that, you know, if he does, it has to be in Philly. It only makes sense. Like this man is like, again, Paul Heyman has been someone that was a part of our childhood too. Like, again, he had ECW. If you were over here watching ECW at 2 or 3 in the morning on a cable channel, you were on an illegal cable channel you weren't supposed to have. That's just what it was. It was what it was. You know, he was there. He was there for, you know, the invasion angles. He was there, not even just ECW. He was there back then in WCW. Paulie Dangerously, like he's part of, you know, he gave us so many things. He gave us the Dangerous Alliance. He gave us Austin. He actually gave us me and Mark Callis. He gave us me and Mark Callis. He gave us Austin. He gave us CM Punk. He's gave us the Dudleys. He's given us Sabu. He's given us Rob Van Dam. There's so many. There's a list.
Chris Jericho.
Even Chris Jericho, even Alondra Blaze, Medusa. We have a list of Paul Heyman guys and Paul Heyman girls. You literally have.
If it wasn't him, Dusty wouldn't have came back into the business. Like, there's a lot, man, and he's a manager of so many amazing world champions and record breakers and record setters, history makers. I mean, listen, man, it's he's my GOAT of talkers of people on the mics of all time. Man, well deserved. Shout out to Paul Heyman. Is there anything else? Was there anything else to cover?
So this is only going to be me, and it's just something that I've seen.
Oh yeah.
It's just something I've seen quick. Again, in response to, you know, Mercedes Monet's interview that had dropped, you know, I'll give you the cliff notes. Mercedes, you know, she basically talked about, you know, just life outside of wrestling, you know, basically talking about her how she feels now and everything. You know, when she talked about her injury, you know, all the things that, you know, she said that she wanted to do in 2023, she couldn't, you know, because again, she had broken her leg, broken her ankle at that time. So she even said she couldn't walk for 3 months, but she even said, she's like, that was more of a healing moment for her, because it had to force her to heal and to make, and that was like a way for her to like to sit down and be like, yo, sit down and just reset. And now she's even, you know, she's excited to give so much into for the new year, to give, you know, she feels like she's found a place in wrestling again, because, you know, she does have many projects. She has a lot of roles that she's taken that she can't wait to reveal. A lot of movie roles, a lot of deals that's coming out that she'll reveal soon.
She was just at the Crunchyroll Awards as well. Mike the Stallion and her had the same table.
Yeah, she was. She was at the Anime Awards. She did give one of the Anime Awards. Give that presentation. In regards to when she was talking about WWE, you know, she had said that was probably one of the hardest and the proudest moments that she's ever did in her life, because again, she said she had to bet on herself. There was something that she did not like, that she felt that she needed to stand up against. And again, you know, it's okay to say, like, if you feel complacent and stagnant by just being yes man to everything, that's what's going to happen. She decided to go against that status quo, and her walking out was probably the best thing for her. Now that does not mean that she is disparaging that company, because she still kept it. She's kept it extremely professional and classy. She's not going to disparage the company. She even said she thinks she's always going to be grateful for WWE. WWE gave her the fans that she has, gave her the notoriety that she has, and it helped open the doors for her to get the opportunities that she has now. She's never going to speak anything bad about this company. I need y'all to just let this narrative go. Let this narrative go about her trying to, like, that y'all have made up to make it feel like this is how y'all, I get that this is how y'all personally feel for her, but you cannot speak for her. We have to stop speaking for her and just take for what she says as is. We don't have to keep dissecting and trying to talk about what you think she feels, because we don't know her. We're not her friends. We're not her friends, and we're not her husband. We don't know how she really feels personally because she didn't tell us. But what she is telling us is that she's still grateful for them. She's gonna always be grateful for them. Where she said it before, we're never gonna know exactly what happened in there. She just did. It was just something that she didn't like, something that she didn't agree with, and she stood up against it and she walked out. It's fair. Ain't nothing more, nothing less. She stayed grateful for the opportunities. That's just how a professional is. That's what you do. She says she handled it like a CEO. She handled it like a boss, and that's just that. And also, a lot of y'all a lot of folks that are sitting here in these comments, trying to say that she's unprofessional, that she's unprofessional, she's not a Hall of Famer, she's not this, she's not that. It really does. I do see it a lot of times. You guys say these things about y'all really only say these things about black wrestlers, black women's wrestlers at that, because again, I guess it's good for your talking engagements, it's good for the engagement, it's good for clickbait, but it's also not fair. It's the same thing y'all did with Bianca Belair. Okay, Bianca Belair, obviously, there was a picture of her, Cody, and Rhea Ripley all together because they're celebrating the whole 2K cover star. They're all the 2K cover stars, and those said Instagram comments. You could even go into it and see it. It's the Instagram comments is disgusting. Y'all all say that that Rhea deserved it and saying Cody deserved it, but then have all this energy saying that Bianca doesn't deserve shit. Talking about it's nothing that she did. She's just a black. This is what always is the problem. Like, you guys always try. If there's anything y'all always do. Y'all do this to every black women's wrestler. If you're never gonna sit there and talk about, and you may not want to agree with their wrestling, or maybe may not be a fan of their skills, you always try to go back to their race. You always want to talk about, they're just a black. It's nothing really important. There's black, and that's corny. That's always been. It's disgusting to see. And then again, that caused the whole uproar and wondering like, where was all the same, stand in solidarity for Maxine when I guess they were booing Maxine out the arena? Where's the same solidarity for Bianca? Well, and then, of course, as you see, Rhea came to her defense. Ivy now came to her defense. Ava came to her defense. Zelina, Big E, all of them are coming to their defense. And it's just like what Big E even said. I'll paraphrase what Big E said, and it is kind of true. We're getting to a point, as you see, as black women in the wrestling industry are clearly breaking the glass ceiling, and they can't be stopped. It can't be stopped anymore. You can't. The old guard or the old veil that you had on them, you can't take it away from them. No matter what you want to say about Bianca Belair, here's the facts of Bianca Belair. She is a former 3-time women's champion. She's the longest reigning Raw women's champion of this modern era. She's a main eventer. She's one of the first black women to ever main event the show of all shows, WrestleMania. She did it with what is now Mercedes Moné. This is all historical facts. She's undefeated. She's undefeated at WrestleMania. She's probably an excellent fucking role model. Not probably, she is an excellent role model for all black girls and black women in general. For anybody, this is what you would want anybody to look up to as someone of a role model for you, for your kids and for your family. She's literally she goes to all the press conferences, does all the Make-A-Wishes. She literally is you would almost think she's like the model citizen, but yet somehow, some way that bothers y'all. And again, it even goes down. It's like, it has caused a lot of vitriol. It has caused a lot of like back and forth about even folks sitting here feeling a way about it in content. It trickles down. It's not only just the black women's wrestlers. It goes down to black women in media, black women in media, whether it's wrestling media or media, period. Anytime you see these women doing amazing shit, or they know their shit, and talking about sports, talking about anything across the board, y'all have a problem with it. And it's always weird. There's always that question of saying, what can we do? What is it that they have to do? What can we do to try to like help defend them? It's just like, well, the only thing you can do is speak up. If you're not the performative person, you want to go online, speak up. At least I would hope that you're doing something, at least standing in solidarity or doing something behind closed doors, or making sure shit's still happening for these same black women, and make sure they're protected and make sure they're safe behind closed doors. I get it. Everybody's not going to want to do it. I see why everybody's not going to do it online, or not going to do it out in the field, because again, apparently it closes doors. But it's like, the only way for this shit to stop, y'all have to like take off the blinds. Y'all can't keep looking away from this. It's like, it's disgusting to see that shit happening. And again, I'm actually glad to see that the hashtag, we love Bianca is actually going, because everyone's standing with her. Everybody's standing with her. It's like it's dope to see that everybody again is standing up for Bianca. And but I also say this, it's like not only standing for Bianca, but it needs to be all around across the board, because I've seen it all every time. I've seen the vitriol against Naomi, also Trinity. I've seen the vitriol against Jade. Even when Jade was in AEW, I saw the vitriol against Jade. I saw the vitriol against Mercedes, back and forth for years. It was back and forth, and now it's happening to Bianca, and now it's getting to the point where it's like, yo, we're not doing this anymore. Y'all not going. One thing you're not going to keep doing. Y'all not going to vitriol and trying to talk down on these black women, and also not only racists, the other individuals that claim to love these same black women's wrestlers, but then y'all in the same racist comments agreeing with these motherfuckers and talking shit about them.
Right.
To me, that's some Anglo-Saxon shit. That's some Sambo bullshit. I don't agree with it, and I don't rock with that. And I was just like, yo, everyone in this wrestling space, y'all really do have to do better. It's really just disappointing that it even got to the point, because again, Bianca literally just caught a stray for no fucking reason. She didn't even do nothing wrong. She didn't do nothing wrong. All she did was what? Y'all saw her take a picture and y'all just jump. Because you're seeing her successful and happy, you had to jump to racism. It's when is that shit going to end? When are we gonna sit here? Why are we even, the fact that I even have to sit here and have this PSA announcement about it and be like, yo, it's really disappointing. It's like it's just shit like that has to fucking stop. But what I am glad for, I'm glad that Bianca's not even on. Clearly, she's not on social media like that at the moment. I'm just glad that instead of that negativity, that I'm seeing more of a positive reaction. Everybody's showing her love and showering her with love, because again, she deserves it. She is literally almost the standard. If not, she is another generational talent. She's a generational talent. I still say it to this day, she's the best woman on that women's roster in that company. She's the best. And no matter what, I'm always gonna rock her, and I'm always gonna rock with her, no matter what. I just want y'all to like stop with this nonsensical bullshit. If you are not, you don't have to be fans of these black wrestlers, but you also do not have to be disgusting with it. If you're not a fan of them, just say that you are not a fan of them and go about your business, go about your way. You do not have to give such a disgusting opinion of hate. No one wants to hear that. Not even also to the wrestlers, even to the referees. But Aja shouldn't have to be going through any of that as well. It's really like, and it's like, I'm glad that as much as y'all want them to quit, they still end up coming clogging in and still performing and still fucking doing what they love. So to show y'all that they're not going anywhere, and that's how it should be. It's not just for the wrestlers. That's not just wrestlers. I want that to go also to the women in media as well. Don't, like, again, I'm just a simple nobody. I'm not this person in power. I'm not a person in power. I'm literally like a nobody here in the space. But I also like just let y'all know, like, yo, all of us here, I would say for me, and I would also say for the rest of the folks at the Four Corners of Commentary, yo, we do see y'all. We see y'all. We champion y'all. We always gonna root for y'all. We always gonna root for y'all. Like, don't quit. Do not let these motherfuckers make y'all quit. Just keep doing what y'all got to do. So the love always gonna overpower the hate. And that is that for the rest of the show.
You heard it there first, baby. Stay positive, man. Stop hating. For what? Live your life. We all live on this blue marble. Right? The best way to put it. With that being said, gentlemen, let's do what we do.
Oh yeah.
You already know. It's cute. It's already QS. My Instagram and my Twitter is right there. Like I said, we'll probably be streaming. I will be streaming Baddies Caribbean tonight. I'll be showing it off of Zeus Network. If you want to head over to Instagram stories and watch and to get a laugh. That's where you'll see me for the night. But again, thank y'all for rocking with us. Thank y'all for even seeing the views. Again, it just is what it is. we already went through enough in the Black History Month. Let's do better for Women's History Month as well.
Amen. Preaching that. Whew. To our brother, Professor Stretch,
the big
who was
homie.
not here. Get home safe, brother. We will be on again, I guess, whenever we're on again. For the 20 viewers that are here, thank you all. That's a big showing for a night that we weren't expecting much of, but we do highly appreciate that. Just make sure if you're on YouTube, please like the video, comment on it, ask us questions. Doesn't matter. You could even give a suggestion for a topic that you want us to cover. Just please make sure you do that in the comment section below.
You can do that
Thank
on
you,
X
everybody.
Too. Don't forget.
Mhm.
I'm just saying because we stream the X too. So Facebook, X, YouTube.
Oh yeah, X as well.
what he said.
For anywhere, but I'm saying for anything that has like long lasting comments. So YouTube, we can go back and check the comments. For X, for Facebook, leave comments all the time. We love it. We appreciate it. As for me, I'm Stryker Dragoon, as you already know. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch is all the same. YouTube is at Stryker Dragoon 131. I will be streaming some Final Fantasy VII Rebirth maybe tonight. Just be on the lookout on YouTube. If not, you will definitely see me tomorrow and for the weekend. Hope everybody's doing great. Find me on X, at Stryker Dragoon. Give me suggestions of any games that you want to see me play. I'm not opposed to playing anything. It is as long as my pockets are able to provide. Or if you want to provide, hey, just hit me up.
And you can always find me at Mr. Marvel87 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Make sure to follow A Different Angle, the mental health show with myself and Mr. Rodney Harris on Instagram and Twitter at 88pod. Also, be sure to follow the Four Corners of... Wait a damn minute.
Change it from the slider.
I didn't do that in the first place,
Change
man.
it from the slider.
Look, now I gotta be wait.
Slider power. Boom, 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 boom.
Computers.
There
Is
you
that
go.
it? That's it. Make sure to follow the Four Corners of Commentary on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Council of Commentary. TikTok at Council of Commentary, and Twitter at CO Commentary. Also, make sure you follow the Four Corners of Commentary, Different Angle, the Drelax Press, Sucio Boys, Sucio Sports, Shogun Soccer, and the Aim High Podcast, all on the CDB network. We are on all of your streaming platforms. If you're on Spotify, we will post the question that we mentioned earlier. Which do you think the first match of night one of WrestleMania should be? For the four of us, we love y'all. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Leave likes, comment, 5 stars, put thumbs up, all that stuff. Do all that positive
stuff. Share the video as well.
And make
Shares work as well.
Do that too. Share the stuff. Share it all. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. For Stryker Dragoon, Big Stretch, QS, I'm King Marvel. We are your Four Corners of Commentary.
Hold on before you sign
y'all, and we out.
Be sure to check X. Be sure to check X for updates of when our next episode will be. And that's that. Make sure to check X and Instagram. All right.
Facebook.
Salutations.
Too. Later, y'all. Positive.
I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got it. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive. my feelings, I'ma be fine. Need time and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings, I'ma be fine. Need time and I'll soon be winning.